Faith Under Fire. It's a very interesting title for this conference that we have. And when I was invited, a couple of things I would like to share with you. Have you ever been afraid to practice your faith in the United States? I have. Have you ever felt foreigner in your own country? When I was born in Egypt, growing up, two things was happening to me. Going to church was kind of fear that you are not coming out from this church alive. And we're talking back in the 60s, not 2012. When I start to go to school and start to have other people outside of my family, I start to realize that I am not treated as a citizen. While my parents, that Egyptians forever, because they are Copts, they never teach me hate against anybody. They never teach me that I have to criticize any other religion. The only thing that they teach me is to respect everybody and respect the idea of each one. I was struck when I moved from Egypt to Italy back when I was 16 years old, with $30 in my pocket and one-way ticket to Italy, because I felt that Egypt is not my country. And I realized when I reached Italy that the Italian people opened their arms and respect me. For all my life, a student or worker in Italy, nobody asked me what is my religion. The only time that I was asked about my religion when I was preparing for my marriage. And I remember that the Catholic priest accepted me because he said that our church is more strict than the Catholic Church. For over 20 years living in Italy, I used to feel that I am a citizen of this country with my strange name. And I am proud to be a citizen of Italia, a very civil country. Moved in the United States, I realized that there is difference between Italy and this great country. Italy is 90% of the Italian people is Italian. It's all Catholic. Here you find people coming from Africa, people coming from Europe, people coming from Middle East. People who speak Italian, English, Portuguese, Japanese, all the language here. But it's very interesting that nobody, when I came here back in 1992, asked me what is my religion was. Nobody cared about my religion. Everybody cared about me, what I am doing. Very interesting. Last October, I was speaking in Virginia in Anglican church. After I finished, one of the people stood up and asked me, well, they building a mosque next door to me. And the imam come to me and say, don't worry, they are peaceful people. And what do you think? So I told him, yes, they are peaceful people until the imam doesn't teach them what they're supposed to be doing. You know. And I told him, when I bought my house, I never go to my neighbor, told him that I am a peaceful person. I don't need to tell him this. Anyway, September 11 arrived, and until that time, to be very honest with you, I never cared about Copts, about Egypt. I was living my professional as an architect without paying any attention. I cut everything with the Egyptian. Talking all my friends in America was Italian, so I don't really have any problem. September 11 occurred, and I was in Long Island. I was supposed to be there that day. We were working for Port Authority. And was big change in my life. And I believe that was big change in a lot of American and in the world. I could call September 11 as the cornerstone for our new life. We are in 2012 AD. I could say that we are in 12 after September 11. This will be really a mark in the future for us and for generation to come. Because finally, the world start to understand what is Islam about. It's very funny that when each one of us think for a second that the religion, faith, it is a personal issue between the individual and whatever he believes. Is nothing that you come to force me to believe in something that you believe in it. It was very interesting personal experience when I tried to join back my Orthodox church. My Orthodox priest called me and tell, what do you think? Is your wife going to join, to change her Catholic to Orthodox? I look at him, I said, wow, are we became a Muslim here? She has to convert to Orthodox? If you don't want me in this church, I stay in my Catholic church. Very simple. My wife has the right to believe and practice whatever she believes. She doesn't have to follow me because I want to go back to my church. In America, as well as in the Western countries, there are various people immigrate from Middle East. My big question is this, is all of them, when they come to this country, they are looking to change their life and live a new life and accept the law and regulation? Or there is something in their back mind that they're planning to do? When I came to United States, I came as Italian, not as Egyptian, but I tried to meld and became a part of this society. The only thing that I was not able to succeed is my broken English or my accent, but I can help it, you know. But I mean, I have a lot of American friends, and I try to act that in spite. I am trying to scream. Okay. Okay, sorry for that. Thank you. So anyway, when I came here, I realized that there is various people that they come to United States with various interests. And being involved in Coptic issue, I start to realize that there is also false information given to American people. One of them, after September 11, when former President Bush stood up and said, Islam is a religion of peace. I don't know where he got this information from. But after that, going deep in a study, I realized that there are a lot of Islamic issues that people infiltrated in the country and giving kind of information that wrong. For us wrong, for them is not wrong, because they're using something called taqiyya. Taqiyya is a license of lying in Islam. And I wrote down here a few things about taqiyya. Is reconciliate arguments, so you could lie to conciliate argument. Settle dispute in family, so you could lie to anybody just to settle the dispute. Safeguard one of innocent people, but not in Sharia court. I mean, outside of Sharia court, you could lie whatever you want. To protect the life of other Muslims, to defend one's honor. I left two things important in the end that I would like to share with you. To succeed, jihad compact, and to spread the practice of Islam. And I believe Mr. Bush has someone in his office trying to spread the practice of Islam. The same thing with jihad. When any American or Western person talk with a Muslim person and discuss jihad, what's he going to tell you? We fight for our land. We defend our religion. Reality, jihad will be ended when Muslims conquer the complete world, the entire world. This is the end of jihad. Until that time, will be jihad. In my conversation in the United States, there is people always come to me and say, there is bad Muslim, but good Muslim, as well as in Christianity. There's bad Christian and bad Muslim, bad Christians. And to be honest with you, it's not my duty to judge people bad or good, because we have law enforcement, we have police that they take care of this. My concern is ideology. And when we talk about ideology, I take two books, the Bible and the Quran. And I take one thing from the Bible, say, love your enemy. While in the Quran, we have 109 verses talking about killing. Translate in English, fight. But in Arabic language, it's killing. And this is the difference. This is the taqiyya, that is fight. There's no fight, it's killing. Let me go back to infiltration. For 1400 years in Egypt, the Coptic community stood up against Islam. And I could see that we have various Copts here. Maybe they don't like what I am going to say, but I am straightforward in my conversation. Last 4 decades, the Christian church in Egypt start to be weak. From my point of view, the reason of that the leader of our Coptic church forget about their goal, and their first duty is a spiritual duty, not political duty. And they start to play political games, hurting themselves, hurting the church, and hurting the Coptic people. And I bring here a couple of examples, 2 examples only. In 1977, when former Sadat went to Israel, he invited the Pope, the Coptic Pope, Pope Shenouda III, to go along with him to Israel. The Pope refused. His comment was, we go to Jerusalem hand in hand with our Muslim brothers. You're right, our Muslim brothers. The result of this, that the church started to have problems. I remember back in 1981, or 80, I believe, with 83 people was killed in an area called Zawiya al-Hamra, maybe a couple of miles from the center city. Last year, after the bombing of the church in Alexandria, another bishop, Bishop Musa, stood up and said, Mossad of Israel, they are spying, they are behind everything, without giving us any resources or any backup of what he's saying. And this takes me to understand what's going on between Christians of Egypt and Israel and Jews. How can a church that its liturgy has more than 30% of the Old Testament, the word of Israel said in our Mass various times, and you come to tell me that you hate Jews? But if you hate Jews, why you don't take the Bible from the Old Testament from the book and don't use it? How you can hate somebody and you have the book in the church, you're reading from the Old Testament every day in Mass? Doesn't make sense. but is Islamic infiltration. Islamic infiltration infiltrated inside the Coptic church in Egypt today. And it is normal because when you go to school, you spend 8 hours, they pumping you inside you with Islamic words. So also the people in the church, as they study elementary, middle school, high school, they became Islamized. They have their name Christians, but their brand is Islamized completely. It is very sad that a church like the Coptic church that one day was the leader of the Christianity in the world now became infiltrated from Islam. A big problem also in the United States that we have a lot of infiltration and we don't realize what is going on. I had a meeting 3-4 years ago in the State Department, and they introduced me this gentleman that he was just coming from Egypt, five person, and I was standing next to them. And this gentleman told me, well, you are exaggerating. I said, sir, can you wear a cross in the bus in Cairo? He said, no. So what am I exaggerating about? If I cannot wear my cross and go on the bus. I am very sorry. My voice is low. I'm sorry. Okay. So anyway, with this person here, that he was saying that I am exaggerating. I just asked him if he can wear a cross and go inside the bus in Egypt. Another thing happened to me a couple of years ago, 3 years ago. We were Voice of the Copt start a lawsuit against the Egyptian regime for a Muslim guy converted to Christianity. His name is Muhammad Higazi. And I invite the attorney from Cairo to come here to a press conference. The American embassy gave him the visa after the day after the conference was made, because also inside the American embassy in Egypt we have Muslim infiltration. The big problem is not clear to us here in America that I call the Islam like the snake, that they change the skin, the color of the skin changing with whatever happening. We need to be really careful about what we're going to act in this situation. I don't want to continue with that because we have other speaker has to speak, but I would like to conclude saying this. I would like to say it now, loud and clear, and I have my mouse inside the mic, that no Sharia in the United States, no Sharia in Egypt, and thank you. We are here fighting for freedom of religion, not only for Copts, but for each faith under fire around the world. All of us need to draw a big red line between democracy, political correctness, and those that they're going to use political correctness and our democracy to fight us and defeat us. Muslims are using our democracy to defeat us with democracy. They're using everything that we use in civil war. So when I come to talk about Islam, I am not allowed to talk about Islam because I am a hater. But they allowed to attack my Christianity without replying to them. When I talk about mosques that cannot be built in the United States or Italy, they come to me and say that I am a hater, I don't respect the freedom of religion. But in Egypt, they destroy churches. In Egypt, they kill people inside the churches. So we need to understand that there is no double scale here. If you want to have something done in the United States, has to be the same thing done in any country with majority of Islam. We are tired. We are tired that everything that Muslim people say is approved. We appease them in everything. Finally, I would like to say this, that our grandfathers suffered, died to give us their freedom, to give us the freedom that we enjoy today. And it's our responsibility to handle the same freedom and the same democracy to our kids and our grandkids. God bless you guys. Thank you.